Are you going to sue Dogpack?
Recently, there has been a lot of talk about an interview with MrBeast where he responds to all the accusations against him. As many of you know, a few weeks ago, MrBeast responded to most of the accusations with a document from an investigation conducted within his own company, something that people didn't like, as no one would conduct an investigation on themselves and conclude that they are guilty. In response to the statement and the clear accusations that had been going around for a while, MrBeast decided to do an interview where he would be asked about everything he was accused of, and that's exactly what happened. The video is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, but here we will cover everything generally, focusing on the main accusations. The interview begins with the question of why MrBeast stayed silent for so long, as it's well known that he didn't say a word for several months. He simply didn't respond until the statement a few weeks ago. According to MrBeast, at first, he couldn't say anything because his lawyers advised him to stay silent, as there was an ongoing investigation into what Chris Tyson did, as well as the accusations against MrBeast himself. He thought it would take a couple of weeks, at most 3. He never imagined it would last 3 months. He later admits that he regrets it, as he would have liked to have spoken out from the beginning, like he is doing now, just sitting in front of a camera and answering questions.
Second time I would do what we're doing here, because I assume this is like the correct format. It's going to be a little bit more free-flowing and natural, and I wouldn't have wasted so much time.
He also responds to the accusations that conducting his own investigation lacks credibility because who would ever conclude they are guilty? He says that he hired one of the best law firms, which he obviously had to pay, but that this firm would not compromise its reputation just to protect MrBeast, no matter how famous he is. According to him, they did their job impartially. He also responds to accusations that his videos are fake and that a lot of it is CGI. He explains that CGI is just another tool. His goal is not to lie, but rather that editing is just that. Editing. He mentions that if his goal were really to make fake videos, he wouldn't hire people to build sets for months, sets that can be seen in several of his videos that do not use CGI. He also addresses the accusation that his videos are rigged, as seen in a video of 100 boys versus 100 girls, where several participants were his employees, or even his girlfriend. He clarifies that at that time, several of the registered contestants tested positive for COVID, so he needed to fill those spots quickly. The easiest way was to reach out to people close to him, individuals from his circle that he knew were in good health and could participate in the event without having to cancel the project. Regarding accusations of harassment within MrBeast's company, it wasn't Jimmy, MrBeast himself, but his company, which now has hundreds of employees, and he isn't aware of everything. That's why, when he learned about the accusations, he gave the investigators full freedom to reach a conclusion and take the necessary measures.
What did we do? How did we handle it? Like I said before, it's just whatever they told me. If they told me, I need to fire someone, we fired them. I mean, it's not like I don't want to be the arbiter of truth. I want people who are professional in these things to, get the information, make sure they have all the facts, and I want them to tell me what to do, right?
He also responds to the accusations of being the Antichrist, supposedly because he bought a church in North Carolina. He clarifies that he actually had to buy a church because there aren't many warehouses in Carolina, and since he's constantly expanding, he needed one. Churches are abundant in that area, so he bought one and converted it into a warehouse.
I'm not the Antichrist. I mean, where's the Bible? I'm not the Antichrist. There you go.
He also addresses the accusation that he uses his charitable acts to hide from criticism. He shares something interesting, saying that the times he has received the most criticism, apart from these accusations, were when he made charity videos, like the one about 100 wells or helping blind people. In fact, he says that these types of videos often do more harm than good to his image because he is always criticized. Regarding the Lunchly food he launched with Logan Paul and KSI, which went viral for being in bad condition, he responded simply, "It's important to consider the context." He clarifies that while that was unfortunate, they try to make the best product possible, hiring the most qualified people to do it. Their goal is for the food to reach the final consumer in the best condition, but there are factors they can't control, like transportation or how it's handled in stores. He mentions that this is normal with products that have millions of units, like Coca-Cola. He was also asked about accusations of mistreating an employee. MrBeast responds that what happened with Jake, the person who didn't withstand an isolation challenge, was unfortunate. When Jake wanted to leave, he was allowed to go. He wasn't forced to continue. He clarifies that all participants in his videos are volunteers and there needs to be a challenge for the prize, which is usually a large sum of money, to have meaning. And one of the most frequent questions was whether he will sue Dogpack 404. MrBeast responds that it's not over yet, that some investigations are still ongoing, but that it's likely he will, as the 3 videos Dogpack made, according to him, contain false information that has been proven. His lawyers assured him that the lawsuit against Dogpack would be easy to win. Although it's not a position he likes to be in, he'll probably take legal action due to the damage the lies have caused. However, the popular opinion still doesn't trust MrBeast, as many believe he hasn't shown enough evidence, and some complain that the interviewer didn't dig deeper into the topics. This has more to do with the format of the interview, as the YouTuber who conducted it clarified that he's not a journalist or an interviewer. He simply gave MrBeast the space to share his side. But anyway, I'd like to know what you think. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe for more.